First, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to a true American hero, Harriet Tubman. After escaping from slavery herself, Harriet Tubman made countless trips on the Underground Railroad in order to free many more women and men. If you saw this poster and then saw me, would you turn me in for your reward? My name is Harriet Tubman, and I was a slave for about 24 years. I am an American hero because I risked my life for others to be free. After I was free, I wasn't afraid to make 19 trips back to free others, and amazingly, I never got caught. I was the best conductor on the Underground Railroad, which actually is not a railroad, and it's not even underground. It is a secret route of safe passage to the north to freedom. I am called Moses of my people. I am called the Moses of my people because I led my people to freedom like Moses did in the Bible. I led more than 400 slaves to freedom. I was born in Maryland around 1820. I was born a slave, and I don't know my official birthday. Since my parents never could read or write, I couldn't either. When I was only 6, I got bought by a slave owner. 10 years later, I was following an overseer who was chasing a runaway slave, and I blocked the doorway, so he threw a 2-pound weight and hit me in the head. That left a scar and headaches for the rest of my life. In 1844, I married a man named John Tubman. I sewed a wedding quilt with lots of patterns. It was hard work, but beautiful. I sometimes thought about running away, but decided not to risk my life. And my husband didn't think it was a good idea. Then something happened that changed my mind. That year my master died, and I heard that other slaves and I would be sold to a new master who lived further south. Life was much harder further south in the cotton fields. I knew what I would do. I would escape that very night. I didn't tell John because I didn't trust him to keep my secret. I traveled only at night, and in the day I hid in haystacks, fields, or stations on the Underground Railroad. Once I got to Philadelphia, I was so relieved. At last I was free. No one could tell me what to do. No overseers could whip me. I looked down at my hands to make sure I was the same person. I felt like I was in heaven. My #1 accomplishment in life was leading more than 400 slaves to freedom. If I hadn't led slaves to freedom, they would probably be killed or treated badly on their plantations by their masters. Another accomplishment of mine is that I showed that women and slaves can do anything, even a woman who was a slave. I believe that everyone should be equal, not just white men. Later on in life, I worked with Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, famous women rights workers. After the Civil War broke out, I found another way to work for freedom. I fought for the North and acted as a spy, nurse, and taught slaves to fight for the North and see themselves as free people. Finally, Abe Lincoln passed a law that freed the slaves. In 1864, I was tired and went home. The war was ended in 1865, and I had helped make slavery end. There are so many interesting facts about me, so here are a few of them. First of all, Sarah Bradford wrote 2 books about me. The first one was The Moses of Her People. The second one was Scenes in the Life of Harriet Tubman. Both books raised money for me. After my first husband, John Tubman, died, I married Nelson Davis in 1867. Nelson was 20 years younger than me. When I was 92, I started the Harriet Tubman Home for aged African Americans from the money I saved for years. I turned our house over to the Zion Church in 1903. Their church made a rule that you can only come in if you have $100. I changed the rule to you can only come in if you have no money. I died when I was 92 with friends gathered around my bed. My most favorite quote was what I said to all my groups I was leading to freedom when they got scared of being caught. You'll go on and die a slave. Oh, how are you making the days? I am a hero to many people. I am admired for my bravery, risking jail, slavery, and being killed. I not only risked my life, but I did it for others. You might relate to me because I am a hard worker, strong, and I helped others. And I was very close to my family. They were actually the first ones I led to freedom. I was also a great storyteller. I changed the lives of many Americans, and there is now a museum in Auburn, New York, where I died that you can visit, which is the Harriet Tubman home. So many people should be able to look at my life and see the difference one person can make in the world. If I can do it, so can you.